As an ethnomusicologist, I'm trying to understand how the repertoire of the Greek-Byzantine liturgical rite, this is still followed, has accompanied this community from its arrival in Italy in 1743. Can you listen me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so from its arrival in Italy to 1743, up to now, what I feel, and other scholars feel also, is that we have to try to help this singing tradition in Greek, because the Byzantine liturgical rite is in Greek, to survive in Villa Badessa together with the liturgy. Or the liturgy, nowadays, the prayers of the liturgy are, can be either in Italian or in Greek. Now, there is a photo here, you can't see it, the photo of a church of Santa Maria Assunta. The small community of Villa Badessa is about 300 people, but they are parish in the Catholic Greek Byzantine Eparchy of Lungro, Cosenza. That means Villa Badessa is in central Italy, while Cosenza, Lungro, is in South Italy, so quite distant. The origins of this small community dates back to 1743. 18 families who came from southern Epirus, and they settled in the Provincia di Pescara, here in central Italy. Now, because there were very few people, all the traditions were lost, the language and other traditions, but they preserved the liturgical rite, Greek Byzantine rite. The church so has become the center of community life, the place where people from Villa Badessa meet every Sunday or in other important occasions related to the religious life. The place where they recollect their unwritten memories. Are you following?
Yeah, it's fine. Please.
Okay. In Villa Badessa, these memories have been preserved according to two linguistic codes that were those used in daily life, Albanian and later on Italian, and worship in which Greek is used, was used and is still used with Italian nowadays. Now there are, you can listen, maybe I can make you listen some interviews. Let's try of some interviews about the few words that are still remembered in Villa Badessa. Let's make an experiment.
Quindi quante parole sa lei?
Can you listen?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
How many words do you remember in Albania, says this lady, this old lady? Not more than 20 or 30.
Ho capito. Ma per esempio,
vette macce del dolape can green petula fa. È andato il gatto nell'armadio e si è mangiato la...
The cat entered the cupboard and ate the pizza. These are the...
Lo ripeta un po' piano, lentamente.
Vette macce del dolape e can green petula fa. E can green si è preso.
Okay.
Quante parole sa lei?
This another example. This lady says, my father used to tell me. Come here, take a slice of bread. It is good. It is good. Are you following?
Yeah, sure.
So these archive of memories probably is also related to social economical differences that were originally present in the community. Edward Lear visited Villa Badessa in 1844 and wrote, the boys of high rank are taught Greek, Latin, Albanian, and Italian, but the people of low rank speak only Albanian and Italian and are most illiterate. For what we know at present, we can only make hypotheses about the liturgical repertoire which came with the founders. Certainly around the second half of the 20th century, changes have sped up with the adoption of the Italian language, both in daily life and in the liturgy. In the rectory of the church, there are several books in Greek and only few in Albanian. These books date back to 19th and 20th centuries and belonged to the former papades of the community. Here there are some of the books as photos of some of the books that are kept in the church. There are in Octoekos, it is a liturgical book with the hymns ordered according 8 modes, ekoi. And there is a triodion that it contains hymns for the Easter period. All these books come from Collegio Sant'Atanasio in Roma. That is a place, a pontificio collegio where the papades are trained. Okay, so these are kept in the church and belong to the former papades. The papades, that means the priests, have been very influential on the repertoire. According to the records, there were 2 papades among the original settlers. That means when these 18 families came in 1743. Later, in the 20th century, the parish priests came from Rome and were trained in Pontificio Collegio Sant'Atanasio in Rome. But not all of them were followed the Byzantine liturgical rite. Some of them belonged to the Roman Catholic tradition. For example, from 1949 to 1957, there was a friar, a Franciscan friar, who taught to sing a few songs of the Roman Catholic tradition. Allora we can listen, for example, to Scendi dalle Stelle, that is a Christmas song, and the people here remember it in Greek. Let's see if you can listen to it.
Scendi dalle stelle in greco.
Come faceva?
Tombono maschilo, casa cardia, oso dira che postira, mina dispara calo, feu Sofia, se mono la sarà.
Another song they remember is a devotional song to the Virgin Mary, and it is in Albanian.
Quella era un canto. Ma poi c'era l'amato.
Come fa questa?
Quella era Bucurie Maseri, si mi se tiende ieri. Zitemos chrétiens, nous grande beaucoup si.
Now they sing also in Italian.
Okay, Domenico, 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Allora, so let's go to listen one thing of the nowadays the repertoire we can hear in Villa Badessa is that for the Divine Liturgy of St. John Chrysostom, the Divine Liturgy of St. Basil, and the Holy Wake. The repertoire is performed by a choir of mixed voices. We are going, and this choir is grown up in the recent years from few women, because there were only women at the beginning of my investigation, and now there are also men. Now we listen the Napolitikion from Easter, Christos Anesti.
Christos Anesti.
And the last one, now we are going through all the other slides, and I'll make you listen this the megalinario for Easter, o Angelos and Noah. So you have an idea of what today you can listen during the liturgy in Villa Badessa. Okay, that's all. That's all.
Okay, so if you have any conclusions for 1 more minute, that's okay. We don't want to interrupt it. Any conclusions for 1 more minute, or we open to questions?
No, the conclusion is that this research is going on, and just I'm trying to understand, just as I said at the beginning of my paper, I'm trying to understand how all this tradition related to the liturgy, Byzantine Greek liturgy, has been preserved in Villa Badessa. Because as you have seen, you have heard, there are many things that came to mix in this tradition locally in Villa Badessa. There are the papades who have been living there. The people is very few people, and they are very far from the seat of the hierarchy. So there are several things that combine together to make a quite peculiar way of maintaining this tradition. And also this tradition is going to finish. I'm going to finish. I mean, it is in peril. One I wrote at the end of the paper, for example, and for this I finished, really I finished. Nowadays, the choir has almost 20 people. They rehearse regularly, and they are also invited to perform along with the liturgy in churches outside Villa Badessa. They have now reached, this is important, they have now reached the consciousness of their role for the preservation of this repertoire, and they are thinking about how to pass it on to the next generations.